Welcome back to the channel. I'm at Phoenix Bike Park today. It's a lovely day. There's no one here. It's completely empty. The wind is very low, which is good. However, I got here a little bit on the later side, so it's now turned into a little bit of a headwind, which is fine. It's not a huge amount of headwind. And today I wanted to conquer this line that I have done before multiple times, but just for some reason, after the concussion, and I had a lot of time off during the winter, I kind of placed it on a pedestal, and it's like intimidating, and I don't know why. So I'm making it my mission to do it. Also, the steelworks over there is really, really loud. So I'm making it my mission to do this line, get through it, and then every time I come here, even if I don't feel like riding it, just get through it at least once, twice, whatever, just to get the feel of it. Yeah, and that line is the Gap line. So if you're a local here, it's also called the toilet line, only because the line is very close to the toilet. So it starts off with a table, little gap, rollers, 2 rollers. You really want to jump those rollers, not roll them. You can manual them if you're good at manualing. I'm not really good at manualing, so I'm just going to jump them, and then straight into the step up gap, berms, and then you're into a hip, and then you've got 3 wooden kickers, one after the other. So yeah, that's the line. Oops. Oh, that was too windy. And there's no wind. Really. Oh my god. There's a lot of wind. I don't think I'm going to go for that one. It's too windy. Too windy. This is where I've been struggling. It's for some reason. When I first ever did this line, I kind of broke it down to doing up to that first step up by the toilet, and then afterwards getting the hip, and then getting the last kickers. And for some reason that kind of stuck with me. So most days when I come and ride this, I kind of just get stuck either at the toilet jump or the hip afterwards, and then I just can't seem to figure out what is going wrong. Which, the thing is with that hip, like, it's fine, like, I just need to remember to jump it like a hip. For some reason, when I first ever did that hip, I didn't know how to hip, so I just jumped it straight, and that kind of like stuck with me, and it's hard to get out of that habit. So that is what we're going to try and do, because the jump itself is not actually that big. Well, I don't know, like, I know I'm saying that like, oh, it's not actually that big, but it's actually kind of big. So like, if you're not used to something like that, it's at least 2 bike length, maybe. Like, I'm talking jump bike, maybe bike and a half if you like on a mountain bike. Hold on. So it's there to there. It's probably about the same size as the wall ride, which is just there. So it's basically the wall ride hip, but it's just bigger lips. And if you've been watching my channel, bigger lips are always better because they don't have that kind of buck effect. But for some reason, this is where a lot of people will say the direction you look is the way you're going to travel. And for some reason, when I jump this hip, I just kind of focus on those rollers over there, which is literally the wrong thing. I just need to jump this hip and look at that, and then just go over it. Like, it is just that simple. But for some reason, my brain is like, so here, for this jump, just looking in the direction you want to go is a massive help. And then while we're down here, I'll show you these well, here we call them the little black kickers because, well, they're black and they're smaller than the big ones over there. So here is Here's one of them. Once again, it's not really, it's a couple of jump bikes length, so it's not like huge by any means. They're quite cruisy, like so at one point this I don't know if you guys know much about trails or building and things like that, but when it rains it washes down, so it washes the dirt down, and then the soot kind of just like was at the middle, so for a while it didn't get dug out, and it just created a really sharp lip on this second one. But now that's been like reshaped, it's like really nicely dug out, so it made it really nice. Like this is actually it's probably the best one on the line, this one now. So yeah, they're all stepped up, which is nice. I like a step up. So yeah, once again, this actually might be a little bit longer than the other ones. Each of them have a roller in between, so say you kind of tagged the end of it, like there's no reason to pull out, you can still carry on, because you've got a nice big roller in front of each one of them, so you can recover your speed. I'm thinking I might climb up this bank. It's all right, there's no one here, no one's doing this line, so don't worry about me getting run over. I know what I'm doing. I pretend. So here is the last one. This is actually really good as well. So similar sort of scenario, step up. But yeah, so you used to be able to come and do this off another line just to get used to these kickers, but if you wanted to get used to this kind of style of kicker, the guys here actually made the mulch jump, the small mulch jump, the same lip and transition as these ones. So I think the gap is slightly smaller for the mulch, but it's the same sort of lip transition. So if you're thinking about, you know, hitting these for the first time and you got through those two jumps already, then you're going to be absolutely fine on these. But if you're still worried because it's wood, and I know some people don't like, for some reason wood is scary, try the mulch. So it's the same transition, just a little bit shorter. But yeah, let's go back up to the top and see if we can conquer it. I mean, yeah, I thought I'd add this in while I'm up here. So if you're doing this line, well, we're calling it the toilet line, the first table and the first gap, you kind of want to race through almost, just keeping your speed, just stick to long and low, and then really pump the roller, and then pull up on the third jump, and then you're in basically. If you clear that, jump the rollers. If you jump the rollers, you're literally got the perfect speed to do that step up at the end. And then yeah, that's as far as we got. And then berms. Currently I've been keeping low, not really using the berms, because that gives me a good speed to do the hip the way I like doing the hip. And then I just gotta, what I said earlier, just keep looking the direction I need to go. One top tip that I've learned throughout the years is learning to focus in front of you rather than just kind of looking at your front wheel, is going to places like Bike Park Wells or Dirt Farm where you get a long run down, so you've got to look ahead, at least 2 bikes length just ahead. And those places, when it's fast downhill, loads of berms, it kind of forces you to look ahead, because otherwise you're just going to die. So if you happen to be struggling with looking ahead, there's a good way to get out of that habit. Top tip. Gas to gas, come on, stop with the gas. Gusty today. Yeah. So that was good. Done it. So literally I just listened to my own advice, just kept carry on looking to get over it. So for me that was the hardest part. And I really don't know why. And it's okay. Sometimes progression isn't going to be linear. Sometimes, especially if you had a long time off the bike, it's going to be a little bit sideways. And some stuff you're just going to have to keep on riding to be comfortable with it. And this is one of those things. Like, I don't know why, but that hip just scary for me for some reason. And it shouldn't be, but it is. But the only way, if you do want to progress, if you don't want to progress, you don't have to push yourself. Just be comfortable. But if you do want to progress, it's very important to just push yourself out of your comfort zone every time you ride, just a little bit. I mean, like, there's going to be days when, especially for me, like, I think for girls especially, because of our hormonal cycles, I know guys, you're going to be like, but in a woman's cycle, the first 2 weeks, follicular phase, is really good. It's great. You're on top of the world. Then you ovulate, questionable times, can be snappy, your brain can be a little bit, and then we get into the luteal phase, which is like, you forget words, you get brain fog, you're tired, you want carbs, you're cranky. Like, you're probably familiar with the PMS. Yeah, that. But like, you just raging. And because of that, same happens for me with riding. First 2 weeks, it's excellent. I can push myself, it's great. And then when I get into that luteal phase, I thought my camera died. Yeah, so in the luteal phase, it's just a bit questionable for me. I don't know if any other girls out there feel the same, but if you do, let me know in the comments, because literally the 2 weeks before my period, I feel like I literally can't ride my bike. And yeah, I just got to kind of get over it and push myself. But those 2 weeks are just so hard to push, because something inside is like, no, you don't want to leave the house today. So yeah, if you feel like you're struggling with the same thing, let me know, because I don't think I hope I'm not alone. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if this video helped you, or if you gained anything out of it, or if it didn't help you, or yeah, just comment. Why not? Give us a comment. Yeah, make sure to follow on Instagram as well, and we'll see you in the next one. Ja.